With you, how impressive did Dallas look yesterday?
They were impressive. Okay. They were very impressive. To go on the road, they hadn't been very good on the road this year. They hadn't won back-to-back games this year. They hadn't scored 20 points in back-to-back games this year. And so in order for them to put it together the last 2 weeks to go on the road, a division rival in Philly, get 27, go into Atlanta and win that ball game in dramatic fashion the way they did. I thought defensively they were outstanding. Atlanta had been averaging about 32 points a game at home, and to hold that team with those weapons in their building to 19 points speaks volumes to how good their defense is. And the formula for the Cowboys, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it is Zeke. It is a heavy.
You've never broken a record in your life.
Yeah, you know that. I know I sound like a broken record, but Zeke is the way this team can this is not only the way they got back into the race as far as being in the division, winning the division, but this is the way they can maintain that. Is that Zeke got 30 touches, 23 carries, Skip, seven passes, and over 200 yards. And if you look at the games in which they won, Zeke's dominated. You look at the games in which they haven't won, Zeke hasn't gotten the opportunities to show what he's able to do. I thought early on Dak missed some throws that were there, but when he needed to be good, not only was he good, he was great. And I think that's the mark of a quarterback for him to do what he did, especially when his back was against the wall. They tied the ball game, and now Dak, you don't want to give this ball back to the Falcons. They seem to have found their rhythm. Hey, next time you go back to you go to the middle of the field, Skip, you didn't want it to be for the coin toss. You wanted to go shake Matt Ryan's hand because you had a walk-off field goal. And that's exactly what they got. You look at the defense, I thought defensively, they got enough pressure on Matt Ryan early that he missed some throws. The throw that he got Julio Jones late in the ball game, he had that very throw, I think, late first quarter, early second quarter, and he underthrew him. That was because of the pressure. Lawrence and Gregory, those guys was collapsing the pocket. They put just enough pressure on him early that it forced some mistakes early. And again, tackling Dutchman, Skip, he showed up again. Second straight week, he got a pick. And really, that was the difference in the ball game. Other than that, it was a clean ball game on both sides of the equation. And the one mistake, I think it led to a touchdown. And the next thing you know, the Cowboys have a nice lead. Falcons come back in the ball game, but give the Cowboys credit. They are in what we call the catbird seat. The injuries that Washington has suffered, you can't lose 3/4 of your offensive linemen. Your best receiver in Paul Richards was first or second best wide receiver. And the gruesome injury that Alex Smith suffered. I know Colt McCoy has been around a while, Skip, but Colt McCoy is not leading Washington to anywhere. And the Eagles, we'll talk about them a little later. The Saints made them quit yesterday, beat them into submission. The Cowboys are in the driver's seat, but the next 3 weeks, you get Washington at home, and then in another week you get the Saints. The Eagles have 3 games, 3 division games. So we'll find out in the next 3 weeks, are the Cowboys for real or are they pretending?
I think we just had breaking news here on Undisputed. I think Shannon Sharp basically just conceded.
I didn't concede nothing.
I think you just did. You went so far as to concede front runner in the NFC East after I just spent a whole week hearing about how they got no shot. The Eagles.
I didn't say they didn't have a shot.
You had said no shot, and Dak was a bust, and now you're trying to kill me with kindness. But I think you're just over there conceding.
Nope.
Yep.
Not yet.
Yep.
I'm not conceding.
Not yet.
No.
So now for the truth about what happened
Please
yesterday.
tell us.
So I just keep underestimating my Dallas Cowboys because once again, I was wrong. I thought they were going to lose Atlanta, but I thought they were going to lose all season at Atlanta because it was such a nightmare a year ago that I told you I have not conceded yet.
What you do is Skip, baby.
I was ecstatically wrong once again yesterday, just as I was ecstatically wrong about what they did to Carson, WINCE, and the Eagles at Philadelphia on Sunday night, the previous Sunday night. But there was no way that I thought my defense, which was allowing the third, the third most, 29th, they were 29th in third down conversions allowed, and Marcus Mariota had gone 11 for 14. And I thought that defense could hold Matt Ryan and Julio and Sanu and Ridley to just one touch. Shannon Sharp, they scored one touchdown, and it came late in the game, did the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
One touchdown and 4 field goals. As you point out, that was pretty great. But the truth is, I was not all that impressed by what my Cowboys did yesterday because They should have won that game fairly easily. It still took a last-ditch drive, and I had to sit and fret Brett Maher having to redeem himself by making a walk-off field goal from 42 yards that almost hit the right upright. I still haven't quite recovered from that. I was on the floor over that one because it almost grazed the right upright.
45 yards, it might not get in.
It might not have gotten in, and that was shades of at Washington, right? But the point was that these Cowboys have not peaked yet. They're not hitting on all cylinders. They have not come together just yet. And if they do against Washington, and then who knows against New Orleans, I don't love that game, but then against Philly, if they do, they could not only be the team to beat in the NFC East, but they could be a contender in the NFC.
First of all, Skip Bayless, you make it seem like, oh, they're not hitting on all cylinders. Maybe they're a 4-cylinder and not a 12-cylinder.
Yeah. I just want to remind you guys of one thing. When it comes to Skip Bayless, yeah. But before I go any further here, guys, some of you are commenting about the lights being low. I want to light a candle for Michael Gallup's brother and a great fan of ours, Mark Sampson in England, who lost his wife yesterday. Understand, guys, life is precious and life is short, so make the most of every single day. It's one of those things, if you learn anything from me, learn that and live your life like there is no tomorrow, because there may not be. So, on to the show, guys. Thank you all for being part of the Joe B Sports Report, because like I always say, I cannot do this without you guys. I am truly blessed. Every day that I get to talk with you guys is an honor for me. And I want to thank you for the super chat, David Alexander. Gonna skin them skins. I like hearing that one. I definitely hope we can skin the skins. Interestingly enough, one of the most gruesome injuries you've seen is like deja vu, literally, because it happened before in Washington with Joe Theismann. Same leg, same position on the field, and both with a 3-time NFL MVP making the hit. Alex Smith is gone. They say it's not career-ending, but you're talking about breaking your tibia and fibula. If you haven't seen it, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. It's one of those ones that you see it and it just kind of gets you chills. And it makes you realize how every player is literally one play away from being retired. Hats off to all the NFL players for all that they do, because you guys have no clue how much pain and suffering these guys go through on a weekly basis and then show up again on Sunday. All right. We got to win. 2 weeks in a row on the road when they did not give the Dallas Cowboys a chance. In fact, I'm going to call out some of you so-called Dallas Cowboy fans that are like Skip Bayless, who have thrown the Dallas Cowboys in the trash. You said, I give up. This team sucks. They got no chance. I'm done. Unbiased Cowboy fan, read between the lines. But look, I tell you what, this is for you, man. They said we didn't have a chance against the Eagles. Did we? Did we? On the road. Haven't won a game on the road all year. Playing the Super Bowl defending champions. Didn't have a chance, did we? Got that win. Oh, Matt Ryan. former Super Bowl MVP, high-scoring team. Mark Holmes, you are lying to the fan base. Stop lying. This team is garbage, is what you jackasses would say. That's what you guys have said to me over and over again. And when I said the season's not over, you guys just kept saying, it's over, it's done. You're just stupid. But yet, 2 weeks later, after all you guys are off the bandwagon, all the talking heads, the Cowboys stick a fork in them, they're done. Here it is. We're playing the Washington Redskins for a share of first place on Thursday. The Eagles had the worst defeat since 1972 at the hands of the Saints. I think you can stick a fork in them. The Redskins, they got butt fumble. They got butt fumble. You remember the last game Mark Sanchez played in here? After Dak played a series, then Tony Romo played his last series, and then butt fumble came in. Eric Freeman. Oh, man, Eric, man, you know what? We had a ball at Lucky's. Oh, my God. You know what? The experience was incredible. You know, the Rebecca, waitress, she's good people. Marcus Patton, former Washington Redskin linebacker, even though he's a former Redskin guy, he's cool people.
He didn't want to talk to us at the end of the game.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk. He did not want to come over to us after the game. He had to go home and take care of a turkey. I was like, is Thanksgiving coming on Sunday now? I got to reevaluate doing games there instead of the man cave because the atmosphere is cool. In fact, I'm working on getting the software together so that way I can have a camera on the Dallas Cowboy fan club over there as well as us. So we'll probably, after the Eagle game, start doing some more there. But anyway, Matt, you know what? See, you're one of those jackasses that no matter what happens, you are never satisfied. I wonder if you treat everything in your life the same way you treat the Dallas Cowboys. Because it's not enough for you that the Cowboys win. Oh, well, check out his rankings. You know what? Here's where I'll put him. 12 game-winning drives. 12 game-winning drives. Kirk Cousins is getting paid $83 million guaranteed, who coughed up and lost the game again, just like he did in Washington, who lost to Dak Prescott 4 times, never beat Dak Prescott. Who's been in the league 4 years longer than Dak Prescott, has the same amount of comeback drives, 12. Dak Prescott, he may make some mistakes, but for whatever reason, when the game's on the line and you need a drive, buddy, 25% of the games he's played in, he has got the game-winning score. That's a fact. And you know what? Since you want stats, Mark, you want the truth? I don't think you can handle the truth, dude. Here is an interesting stat for you. Because understand, this is only his third season. Third season. And you know what, Matt? Let me ask you. How many back-to-back seasons did Tony Romo had a winning record? I'll wait for it. But while you're checking that up, go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and use the search engine. I want to do a comparison with Tom Brady. I know you guys are rolling your eyes right now. Oh, Lordy. You can't use Dak Prescott in the same sentence with Tom Brady. Hold on. Yes, we can. Let's take the first 41 games that these guys played in the NFL. First 41 games. Tom Brady, 61.8 completion percentage, 59 touchdown passes, 36 interceptions, and 84.9 QBR. Now, I will preface it that he also had 2 Super Bowl rings in those 2 years. I'll give you that much. Dak Prescott, his first 41 games, even with the garbage he's played since that last year Atlanta Falcons game, 65% completion percentage, 56 passing touchdowns, 16 rushing touchdowns, and only 22. So let me say that again. Dak Prescott's completion percentage over Tom Brady, same amount of games, 65 versus 61.8. Touchdown passes, Tom had him by 3, but he also had 14 more interceptions. QBR for Tom Brady, his first 41 games, 84.9. Dak's, 94.4. You can hate them all you want, but the bottom line in the NFL is you are what your record says you are. 13-3, 9-7, and 5-5. And right now, you got 2 teams of the last 6 with a winning record. The Washington Redskins, which right now are a shell of themselves, and the Saints. And the Saints, that's going to be hell on earth. But I will say, the Cowboys have beaten the Saints before. They have had their number. So, Matt, if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan, let me know. Are you a Dallas Cowboy fan? I really want to know. I'm not manipulating. That's the numbers. He had 59. What am I manipulating? 59 touchdowns to 56. How is that manipulated? How is that manipulated? Tell me how that is. Unapologetic. See, again, are you actually a Dallas Cowboy fan? Because, Matt, bottom line is winning. Bottom line is, do you win the game? Because you can take a Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, stat guy. Kirk Cousins' numbers are fantastic, except for winning. Except for winning. I've seen my team with Dak Prescott, Washington Redskins, because I was there live. You'd think the game was over. Here it is. They're already up 1 score. They're about to go into the end zone. All they got to do is get in the end zone. 2 scores. 2 scores up, 4th quarter late. And Kirk Cousins does a Tony Ono. Throws an interception. And you know what my quarterback did? My quarterback drove the length of the field to get the game-winning score. On the road. 1 of 12. Do you remember his rookie year against Pittsburgh, where a rookie quarterback has never won, where they got into a shootout and he had to drive the length of the field to get the game-winning score? That was another one of those 12. So you can hate on him all you want. I'm fine. I don't know if it's something else that is the reason why you say he sucks and you can't stand him. But with this offense, the way it's designed, you can't turn over the football. So, be that as it may, I'm going to move right on. Our tight end, Goff Swam, broke his wrist yesterday, has surgery on it today, is going to be out for the foreseeable future. We're getting a few injuries here and there. They're kind of nicking it up. Is he my franchise quarterback? More than anything by default, because unapologetic, you're another one of those, because you're unapologetic. You're hater. You didn't have to delete that one, Sam, man. You didn't have to delete that one. Yeah, he is. With this bum-ass offense, because understand one thing. He sure threw it to Cole Beasley, who dropped it right in his hands. He threw it enough on the road against Matt Ryan to beat them, didn't he? I guess those 56 touchdown passes were done with smoke and mirrors, right? Understand what this offense is, because y'all keep thinking, I couldn't believe this quote, and I should do a video about it. But I had a guy say, If Tony Romo had this talent in offensive line, he would have won 2 Super Bowls. Would any of you guys like to respond to that comment? So you're saying that right now, with the offensive line that's regressed, without Jason Witten, just getting Amari Cooper, that Tony Romo didn't have this kind of talent? You realize in 2014, Tony had unquestionably the best offensive line in football. You had Dez Bryant having a career year. You had DeMarco Murray breaking the Dallas Cowboys rushing record. You had Jason Witten with 4 years less on him. Come on, man. Seriously? Like I said, this is a Dak-friendly channel, unlike our Dak-friendly offense. And if you don't like the fact that I like Dak Prescott and stand up for Dak, unapologetic, Matt, you guys that hate the guy, please carry your happy ass out of here. And don't let the door hit you on the ass. Well, Antoine, okay, do you not like winning a game? Seriously. Take a look around the NFL right now, quarterbacks. Take a good look. Alex Smith got $70 million guaranteed. His numbers, less touchdown passes than Dak. Sam Bradford got $20 million. Couldn't even play a game. Garoppolo, on 7 games. He's out for the season. All right, I'm going to move right along here because I see the haters, they just go hate. Y'all just go have fun with yourselves. Go play with yourselves. All right, what a difference a year makes. The fact that we had Zeke Elliott and the fact that we didn't have Chaz Green. We only gave up 2 sacks. La'el Collins gave up one of those, which was really ugly. La'el Collins I still think he's be a better guard. However, I will say this much. Over the course of the last 2 weeks, I don't mean to call you out, man. Okay. But I know you're not crazy about Dak either now. Forgive me, but thank you for the super chat. But the offensive line has gotten better with the fact that Connor Williams has been on the bench. You got to admit that they've been opening up holes, and part of this also, too, is the fact that we're actually giving Zeke Elliott more than 6 touches in the second half like we did against the Titans. You got to feed him. This offense, I know you guys want to see us throwing the ball 300, 400 yards, but understand the offensive linemen that you have are road graders. The reason why we drafted a Zeke Elliott was we were looking at Tony Romo trying to prolong his career. We were looking and saying we need to start doing more run heavy so that way Tony Romo won't have to throw and throw and throw and get the crap beat out of him. Ahmad, thanks for the super chat. You're right. And what will happen is no matter what argument you make, Dak haters will say it was a different era. Because they forgot that it was Emmitt Smith churning and running the ball. And when we didn't have Emmitt Smith, we were 0-2. Shallow Hal, you can call it a Dak channel. Go make a Dak hater channel. And that's the thing that kills me is if you don't like what I do, if you think that I'm wrong, make your own channel. I'll come over, I'll watch it. Put out there the real deal. Prove me wrong. It's only fantasy football fans who want 300 yards. You're right about that. Where was Alan Hearns yesterday? Good question. Well, definitely. Okay, well, there's 2 things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. One is Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper, this is another amazing stat, too. since Amari Cooper has been there with the Cowboys, before him, on third down, we were 29 out of 91. 31%, ranked 29th in the NFL. Not good. Since he's been there, we're 20 and 40, which is 50%, which moves us up to 8th in the NFL. Clearly, he is making a difference, and it's still, as time goes on, there will be a better dynamic in there. And you guys aren't willing to give Dak any credit of getting used to playing with these guys. Everybody out there, with the exception of Cole Beasley, is a new receiver. Totally new group. And whatever you want to say about him, we started out in the garbage pail. 170, 160, 174 yards. But since that time, the offense has been clicking and getting a little bit better and heating up. And dare I say, maybe, just maybe, we're peaking at the right time. We're not playing great in September. Maybe we'll play great in December when it really counts. Maybe we'll play great in January. Because with that defense that you got, we start getting back a David Irving, you start getting back a Taco, and getting those guys healthy. With that defense, you can make some noise. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you can't keep up with the high-scoring offense. You say you can't keep up with the high-scoring offense, but look what you did to Matty Ice. Matty Ice got one touchdown pass when basically we were playing more of a prevent defense trying to run out the clock. So if you can put enough pressure, if you can have your D-backs play they have been, if you can get your rookie linebacker who, if he is not rookie of the year, there is something wrong. Something definitely wrong in the NFL if he's not defensive rookie of the year. Unbelievable. Now, had some different notes here. Let me go back through them. But Van Der Esch, that guy's incredible at shedding blocks and making the moves and reading and reacting. He has got skills that are just unbelievable. It's hard to believe that that guy is still a rookie. The sky is the limit. And the thing that you have to at least, if nothing else, be happy about is that the fact that this team is as young as it is. This team should be good for the next couple of years. They're going to need to add a few pieces. I still have concerns about Tyron Smith's longevity right now because he's kind of had injuries and things. You still have to kind of worry about Lyle Collins. Will he be a better guard as opposed to a tackle? You got to figure out how Connor Williams is going to go. But you got a Zeke Elliott who is still in great shape. I know you guys don't believe in Dak Prescott, but understand the Cowboys can't do something at quarterback if they wanted to really next year. Are you going to sign a free agent quarterback? Who out there do you think you're going to be able to sign that's going to be any good? Anybody? The Vikings thought signing Kirk Cousins was the missing piece for them to go to the Super Bowl, and they got a worse record this year. Well, I know everybody says he should take a discount. Unfortunately, he's going to be in the 20s, guys. I mean, if you think he's going to pay for $10 million a year, especially to take the shit that he gets from our fan base, I don't see that coming. The jury's still out on Dak. Well, apparently not with Jerry Jones, who believes in him. Where's Rico Gathers? That is a damn good question because I still don't understand why they won't use him. To me, red zone is definitely where you want to use a guy who's 6'7", 6'8", who can jump. Forgive me. I got a little something in my throat here. If nothing else, have him go to the baseline of the end zone. Just tell him stand there. We're going to just throw it up. Just go up and get it. You got to find ways to get those guys going. And see, that's one of my problems with Jason Garrett. And more than likely, remember what I said about Jason Garrett being like a cat? Jason Garrett has 9 lives. Every time you think Jason Garrett's on the hot seat, when we start hearing the rumors about it, when they start talking about possible replacements, you know what always happens. Jason Garrett gets just enough wins to save his job. After 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, Jason Garrett's on the hot seat. Took the play calling away from him. And what happened? 2014. Damn, we were that close. A catch, no catch from the championship game. Jason Garrett, great coach. The next year, 4-12. That's right. For all you guys that hate Dak Prescott, we won one game without Tony Romo. One game without Tony Romo. So he got back on the hot seat. And then Dak Prescott came through with Zeke Elliott back in the playoffs. Oh, Jason Garrett, Coach of the Year. Yeah. So now you had last year where the team started going downhill and the rumors started. Jason Garrett on the hot seat. Won enough games at the end of the season to keep him. Now, Cowboys all of a sudden look like they're going to be missing the playoffs, and the team turns around. My prediction. Oh, Ahmad, you can't. Again, they'll tell you can't use Aikman's because they'll say it was a different era, which it really was, even though we are running the same offense that we did back then. But yeah, jackass, guess what, though? What Cooper does is, because he can move, you got to make sure you account for him, which means it's harder to put 8 and 9 men in the box because you got to worry about that guy making a move on him. See, sometimes it's the things that you don't see or the stats you don't see that actually make a difference. He's opening up the field. And I know you guys are going to say, yeah, you're full of crap. But it's true. When you have to worry about he could go all the way, you've got to now bring the safety for double coverage if he's going deep, as opposed to the safety being in the box trying to stop Zeke Elliott. And so then what happens is Zeke starts picking up a whole lot of yards in the middle. The safety has to come over. Then he starts getting open. So understand that you can't say, oh, well, he only had 3 catches. We shouldn't have had him. Oh, David Alexander. This is how I value optimism in my Cowboys. In your face, Matt, from the womb of the tomb. Go Cowboys. I appreciate that, David. Man, dude, you are the man. Aikman sucked for 5 years and then finally got paid. Yeah, but again, people don't want to give Dak that chance. You know, we looked at yesterday. Carson Wentz throwing 3 picks yesterday, including 102 pick six. Did anybody hear anybody talking about how Carson Wentz had a bad game? Did anybody? Anybody out there? Did anybody hear anything about the Super Bowl championship team that's gone down the toilet? Anybody? No? They didn't scrutinize them like the Cowboys? No? Did I miss any of it? Oh, Cowboy D. Now, I can't say that. I think Mark it's because he's a black man. No. In America? No. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility. That's a possibility, but, I didn't say that. Aaron Rodgers had problems also? You mean Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, had problems? I didn't hear anything about that. Oh, Skip Bayless was shit on Wentz this morning? Okay. See, understand, I can only take so much of Skip Bayless and Skip, Mr. Ed. So I just try and fast forward till I get to the Cowboys part. And, of course, Skip Bayless pulling one of these numbers. I'm sorry. Skip Bayless I'm not really a big fan of with his whole thing of on the bandwagon and off the bandwagon. Byron, you are 100% right on that. Let me acknowledge everybody that's in here. I see David Alexander. I see Byron. I see DeMarcus 08. I see Kenya Knight. I see American Cellulose. I see Kevin Hansen. I see EDP. Oh, wait a minute. Is that EDP in? Oh, yeah, that's got to be EDP with that kind of a comment. Man, I'm sorry, man. EDP, I feel bad. Don't hide EDP. Let EDP stay up in the house because he's. You know what? Please unblock EDP because I tell you what, the fact that he showed up to me, I give you credit because after that ass whipping that they've been taking yesterday, when it was 4th and 7, and the Saints went for it and go and get a touchdown. He at least is a real fan of the team. He'll cuss them out. He'll talk trash about them, but he is still here. So I can applaud a fan that's like that. Because, see, we have some cockroaches that I will take EDP over that are Cowboy fans. And you know which ones you are. You're the ones that are back in here now talking about, I'm reaping my Cowboys. You're the ones that are out there putting the flags up on your car now and pulling your jackets out. You're not the ones that have been in here taking shit like I have after the Titans game. Those are real fans that man up and show up, good times and bad. So don't be a cockroach. So I can respect EDP. I can laugh at him too right now. So it's all good. Yeah, EDP, he's raw. You know, that's definitely an adult channel without a doubt. And there's Law Nation in the house. Law, I think actually I got stuff situated if you want to come in and talk about our Cowboys. If I turn on the Skype here. Any of you guys who are interested in going to the Redskin Cowboy game in Dallas, I wish I could go. Cowboy Experience still has tickets for that game. And they also have different events that they'll be doing. I think they're having an autograph signing. I know Drew Pierce is supposed to be there. I know Michael Gallup was supposed to be there, but I don't think he's going to be there now. Jeff Heath's going to be there this week, as well as some other ones. I'm going to be going to the Eagle game. So, you know, EDP, if you'd like to show up for the Eagle game, we can definitely have some fun. So check out Cowboys Experience because it's going to be actually really cool. We're going to go down for the Eagles game. We're going to end up doing they got an autograph signing. It's at this restaurant where you get drinks and autograph signings. You get 3 autographs signed and all. I think it's like $80 or $85 or something like that. It's a hell of a deal because you're getting lunch, you're getting drinks. You're getting Drew Pearson and you know, and players and stuff like that. And Joe Boo's going to be there. Yeah, I know. I ended up hitting the thing. I got it straight and all that. So check out Cowboys Experience and things because it'll be actually a great experience. And of course, we're going to do the game and we're going to do a tailgate and things like that. So with Drew Pearson. So that's going to be really cool. So check that out. And that game's going to be key. We got to get a win against the Redskins, and then, of course, we got the Saints the week after, which, after the ass whipping that they put on yesterday to the Eagles, the only thing we can hope for is that they're just tired when they play us. Okay, True Kennedy, true. They're putting up a lot of great numbers, but you know what? Take Dak and put him in the system with Andy Reid. Seriously. Because I believe Andy Reid develops a whole lot more quarterbacks a lot better than what Jason Garrett does. Jason Garrett has yet to develop anybody, and I mean anybody. Law Nation is in the house. Hopefully I got everything hooked up right. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man. You know what? I'm in here fighting off with some of the 80% Dallas Cowboy fans. You know, some of these guys, no matter what happens, they ain't never satisfied.
Right.
You remember earlier today you shared a statistic about Tom Brady and Dak Prescott through 41 games.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of hate mail off of
Okay,
that.
so I brought up those numbers on here, and the comment that I got was, "You can manipulate numbers any way you want." It's like, wait a minute, 59 touchdown passes to 56. How am I manipulating that?
Yeah, we didn't make it, so it was one of those things where a lot of people like to cherry pick, but facts are facts, and it is what it is.
No, it's all good though, because you know what? In the end, I'm happy about my Cowboys. If they want to hate, if they want to waste their life and their time being just hating, I feel bad for them because as we learned yesterday with like Michael Gallup's brother taking his own life, Mark Sampson, a great fan, him losing his wife, and I've lost a lot of people around me that life's too short to spend it hating and stuff, man. You got to take time and enjoy yourselves. So I was telling people about the Cowboys experience, and I believe they still have tickets for the Redskin game, right?
Yes, they're going to be out here Wednesday before the ultimate game. We were going to have Michael Gallup out there, but his agency decided to, let him cope with his family, and we just wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully he can land back on his feet and come back ready to play when the time is granted for him.
Amen to that. Okay, I've got this one stupid ass troll in here who keeps saying, talk about Dak's ratings. Okay. Let me ask you, because I put this question on my other channel. And try not to be a Cowboy homer on this one. But who would you rather have for your quarterback? Kirk Cousins, who has better numbers than Dak Prescott, or Dak Prescott? And why?
Well, I'll still lean with Dak Prescott. And here's why. I said it before. Dak Prescott 4-0 against Kirk Cousins. What Dak Prescott got that Kirk Cousins don't have are the intangibles. Now, can Kirk Cousins pass is he a better thrower of the ball? Yes. One can argue the fact that Jim Kelly was a better thrower of the ball than Troy Aikman. But Troy Aikman had these intangibles that Jim Kelly just couldn't match. But I do know that a lot of people, this was before their time frame, and Steve Wash, one can argue, was a better thrower of the ball than Troy Aikman. It's just the intangibles. I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is a Troy Aikman of the world. But what I'm saying is that did we all stood up when he got that first down when it was like 3rd and 1 or something like that off their RPO? And didn't we all cheered as Cowboys Nation with our silver and blue on when he scored the touchdown with his legs? If you can't do it with your arms, do it with your legs. Dak Prescott, to me, is right above an average quarterback. He's not an average quarterback. He's right above that place. Now, give him a couple more years. Who knows what he can turn into? He can metamorphose into something just dangerous out there.
Well, to answer your question exactly, his ranking on ESPN on the Raw QBR is Dak is 23rd. He's got Alex Smith behind him, Eli Manning, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Case Keenum, C.J. Beathard, Brock Osweiler, and so on. But his numbers are moving up because if you take those first 3 games where he had 170, I think 160 and 174, something like that, and you look at those games where he wasn't throwing any touchdowns, you take those are bringing those things down, but he is working his way up through the list. And the fact that you had an Alex Smith that was getting paid $70 million guaranteed, and his numbers were worse. When you look at Kirk Cousins, who was being paid $83 million guaranteed, who they thought was the missing piece, and that team is in worse shape than they were last time. You can't hear me well? Okay. Everybody else can't hear me?
I can hear you well. You sound pretty good.
It looks like my numbers are good here. Anybody else have that problem? The thing I look at, to me, okay, again, people are going to say I'm biased, but I believe in the guy, is that the team follows him, that he's got leadership ability. And when it comes to 4th down and we go no huddle, the 2-minute drill, to me, he's butter.
Oh, yeah, he clutch now. He'll clutch at Mississippi State.
now here's what's funny, because part of the problem, I realized what it is today about Jason Garrett that drives me crazy. And it's the fact that he does not have a killer instinct.
Right.
I'm sitting there watching yesterday. Here it is. Okay, we basically got to the maybe 31, 32-yard line, and then they just ran the ball 3 times. And we're settling for a field goal where we had a field goal kicker who's missed 3 of his last 5 kicks. We could have had another situation just like the Redskins one. We had, a minute to go in that game. We had a timeout. We ran 2 plays, and we just settled for a long field goal, get a penalty, and lose the game. And I'm looking at that kick. If that kick had been another 5 yards, I don't know that kick would have went in.
No, it wouldn't have.
And that's where you kind of say you're playing scared or playing, you know what I mean? You look at some of these other coaches now, they're taking a lot more risk and things like that. Don't put it in the hand of a kicker. If you can get up another 5 or 10 yards for that kick to be a little easier, go for it. Texans game, 4th and 1. You know what? Let's go for the damn win. The Panthers, on that 2-point conversion, look, they could have kicked the extra point and just, took it to overtime. But you know what? We're going to man the hell up, and we're going to try and get 2. You know what? I ain't mad at them for missing it.
Right. You just say, hey, if you're going to go out there and fight, you want to fight, fight. Start the fight, finish the fight. And that's what I was mad about during the before the halftime. It was 8 seconds left on the clock. They had a timeout to burn. Right. Ezekiel Elliott catches the ball in the middle of the field. If anything, even if you say your quarterback don't have the strong enough arm to throw it down the field, everything is in favor of the offense.
Right.
You can give a chance of pass interference. A whole bunch of things can happen.
Did I say we might get a penalty? Okay. Actually, we don't get those, do we?
Oh, no, we don't get PIs, no.
Our opponents are the least penalized in the NFL, only 354 yards. In fact, I don't think the other team passing the ball, I forgot how many games it's been that they have not had a flag against the penalties. I mean, the other team in a pass play. It's just unbelievable how we do not get any breaks on these.
Yes, and then you get so many fans say, well, that doesn't matter in the game, but I beg the difference. If you look at last year's game when we played against Atlanta Falcons, we had a 2 hands to the helmet play that was not called at all. We had a down the field play that Cole Beasley was like murked out there, and they didn't call that. So let's just say the officials call those 2 plays there, just the 2 plays without even, that's 30 yards there. I mean, 30 yards can have you to win the game or lose the game. Change of possession is everything. But a lot of fans don't understand. And I'm not talking to those that's in the chat box, but I'm talking about the 80% because I know we got nothing but 20% to be here, right?
we got a couple of them, man.
We got a few of them.
We got a few of them. 23-17. The Rams are up on Kansas City. Did the Rams got a pick? Okay. You mean Holmes threw a pick 6? Oh, it was a fumble. Oh, he fumbled.
I'm watching the game too right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking notes because this is how you're supposed to call an offense. I'm just playing. Shout out to Scott Linehan, right?
Why do you watch? Just tell me, why do you watch? If you don't like the Cowboys, in my point, go someplace else, dude. I just don't understand that because I don't waste if I don't like what somebody's doing or they just say some crazy else, I'm not even gonna watch. It's just like, why waste my time? And back to Jason Garrett too. I realized it too because we just activated the wide receiver, and he had that bonehead.
Oh, Lance Lenore, you talking about my guy number 14?
Did you see Jason Garrett when he came off the field?
Yeah, he's not going to berate or excoriate any player on the field. I think that he's going to pull him off to the side, I guess, today or tomorrow and be like, hey, I had an Italian sub, He's going to talk about that stuff, man. He's not going to
man. You know what?
Berate him on the sideline.
I'm sorry. It drives me crazy. See, I look at the difference in the fire of a Chris Richard on that defense, and the defense seems to me like they've got that kind of attitude because when they come out there like a bunch of crazed dogs out there ready to take your head off. And I don't see them making too many of those mistakes. We've seen one. We saw Randy Gregory do that one where he pushed the guy with the official behind him. But since that time, you ain't seen no more of those. Period.
I know, right?
So I just wish Jason, and I'm afraid that Jason Garrett is getting close to saving that job.
And I think he'd already saved the job. I know we don't want to hear this, but Jason Garrett is wise. He's smart. He's, I think, third generation football. And I think his grandfather played football or coached football. His father coached football, scouted in football, and then him himself. So, and even his brethren. So he knows how to remember this when we were talking about, like, hey, let's just have Jason Garrett to take over the play calling. Jason Garrett said, no, Scott Linehan calls these plays.
Yeah.
He's preserving his seat. So when everything goes sour, he can still say, Scott Linehan.
Yeah.
He needs to go.
Well, I think Scott Linehan, I hope Scott Linehan. But again, see, now I'm going to look back. They're going to say, well, see, our system works because, we can run the ball effectively. We can slow down the tempo of the game. And when you looked at it, there was not that many plays in that game.
Hold on, pump the brakes right quick.
Okay.
Shout out to David Alexander the Great for dropping, $70 in the chat box?
David, he must have hit the lotto. I think he might be the lottery winner or something. Damn, man. Matt, you hit it up again? Dude, if you ever come to Northern Virginia or if I see you in Dallas, man, I got to take you out to dinner. And I'm not talking at McDonald's or someplace. We got to go someplace really, really good, man.
The reunion tower where the ball, you get up inside this thing and it spins around.
There you go.
They got that downtown Texas, man, down here in Dallas, man. It's got called Reunion Tower.
I did a live stream yesterday. We were at Lucky's Bar, and, man, we had a ball, okay? Former Washington Redskins actually owns it, Marcus Patton. But because I got a bunch of super chats last week, I got this new Blue Yeti microphone, and it was great having that with the whole group of us at the table and stuff. And remember when we were at Mike Fisher's place, I was trying to bring my mixer and everything else. This thing's got a built-in mixer. So when we get to Dallas for that game, thanks to you guys there, we're going to have great sound. We got the Mevo camera, which is going to be fantastic. And we're going to live stream and stuff down perfect. So shout out to you, David. I appreciate everybody who's helped out with super chats and stuff and everybody who comes into the channel. And you got to make sure, if you're not already subscribed to Nothing But the Best, you better make sure you subscribe to him, as well as, other guys, Okoye. Does Okoye change his tune a little bit on Dak?
No,
or is he
Actually, I got a live stream to come on. We decided to do it like after your show. And Okoye is supposed to be on. I'm going to add in Vach. But the thing is with Dak, he still have those little hiccups here and there. And it's okay. He's still developing.
Right.
But I can tell you this, though. Dak Prescott, when it's time to turn the heat up, that boy, he keeps that same heartbeat.
That's
and
right.
He'll still be able to be poised a little bit. And now that we got a receivers that can run, I'm not shooting shade at any receiver, but now that we got Amari Cooper that can help the quarterback out and bail him out on some things, it's looking nice. And I love what Cole Beasley is doing. Solid. Although he dropped the pass, I didn't like that.
Is, that game shouldn't have been that close, because if Cole had caught that pass right there, that's 4 points. Had Jeff Heath held on to that interception right there, that would kept another 3 points.
And Collins interception.
Yeah. So, we had opportunity.
But we at least got the ball bouncing off his hand.
Low, thanks for the super chat. You are right. Colt has beaten the Cowboys twice. And there's no, guarantee win. Now, they are beat up all the way around, but they still have AP, and AP is still AP. I'm not sure Trent Williams is going to be ready for this week. Their tackle, he's kind of like Tyron Smith. He's a great tackle when he's playing and stuff. He may be back, but I doubt it. But it's no pushover on that, because it's Cowboys Redskins, and you can throw all that shit out the window, because there have been some miracle finishes between the two of them. So with this being a short week, I think we have a little bit of advantage, because the Redskins bringing in Mark Sanchez and having, try and get Colt McCoy up to speed. They got to get on the road on Wednesday to get to Dallas. So
they do.
They don't have much practice time to turn around, and with them being beat up as they are, gives us a little bit of advantage.
It does, but Colt McCoy, he's a guy that he brings it to the next level. His family, his friends, everybody from Texas is going to be up there in the stadium. They're going to be rooting him on, and he likes to show out. He was the quote unquote Baker Mayfield before Baker Mayfield guy. You know what I mean? So he's going to show up a little bit in Texas. So we got to bring our A game. Now, if we can jump ahead of him, if we can rattle him, which I think we're going to do, I think that we can win this game. But if we don't get to him like we did, I think, did he play us in 2014 or 16?
I think it was 14.
14, and he won, I believe. So
he hasn't started a game in 4 years, so I think it was 2014.
Yeah, and the reason why our defense wasn't showing nobody no pressure. So this is a whole different type of defense from 2014 to now. Different type of defense. We don't have a Brandon Carr out there. We don't have guys that get out there and just look at the ball going over the head.
Byron, David Irving, he's getting better. Not sure if he's going to be able to turn around for this week just yet, but definitely by the Saints game he'll be back. But then that's where we are actually nicked up a bit because Tyrone Crawford went down, but he's supposedly okay, as well as Tyron Smith, I think, has a stinger. So we're still a little bit nicked up as well. But it's that time of year where, it's everybody's nicked up. The question is how nicked are you and can you go?
Yeah, it's one of those things. As long as we can figure out a way to get unnicked up. Hey, this is the guy we need to look out for, Mark.
Who's that?
He wears number 51 on our team. I think his name is Karen Reed or something like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I got some film that's coming out on him. He can create pressure at those spurts, and he can get pressure into the inside, whereas we know for sure the Redskins' offensive line is not that great and poised.
Right.
It's possible. It's very possible, man.
Swam actually broke his wrist, so he had surgery today, and he's going to be out indefinitely. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's yeah.
When did that happen?
That happened yesterday in the game. They just reported it about 30 minutes before I came on. Yeah. So who's your tight end now?
Suave Rico.
Well, that
hey,
would make
just set him on a vertical seam route. Rico been stepping it up against the block. I mean, again, well, on the run or what have you. I think he's gonna be all right.
But listen, this is my thoughts. I know they say Rico's not great at running routes, but you know what I would say? Listen, Rico, you see that pylon there in the corner? I want you to go there, stand there, and we're going to throw the ball up high, and we want you just to jump up and grab it. At 6 foot, at 6'8", what corner's going to be able to hold up to him? Seriously.
Yeah, it's But this is the thing: it's easier said than done.
I know,
he got to figure out.
I'm telling you,
at that tight end spot, you got to learn on the fly because you got to sometimes be an inline blocker. You got to stay back to hold protection. And if he don't know to do that, your quarterback can get creamed.
Yeah.
And 87 blocked well the other night.
True.
Before he gets snapped up his wrist.
I got to tell you, with Xavier Suafala, I know I mispronounced his name.
Yeah, I killed his name. I just call him Xavier.
To me, it's okay. No shade against Connor Williams, but he's still a rookie. But to me, it seems like that offensive line solidified a whole lot more having him in there. I mean, to me seems like he's a little bit bigger. He's got a little bit of nasty to him, and it seemed like that offensive line is definitely getting a little bit better. Am I wrong on that one?
Yes. You do some construction work, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, my father used to say this: there's two type of people you never want to fight. A guy that lays sheetrock all day and a guy that lay those shingles, right?
That's right.
You know about that, right?
You're doing some back-breaking work right there because you're strong.
You're strong. You don't want to get into
a bricklayer
fight with them, right?
Or a bricklayer,
That come from experience. Experience. Now, that guy on his first year moving the sheetrock around, moving the shingles around, you might can get him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Connor Williams. He's the guy that's in his first year moving the sheetrock around and moving the shingles.
Mm-hmm.
Number 76, Xavier, he's been doing this for like at least 41 plus games. Right. So he know how to use his body weight. He know how to use his strength. So right now, number 52, he's liable into the inside. To me, he played left tackle in college, so he's more of a technical guy. He uses his hands well. He uses his hips, get out quick. But when you're talking about moving that sheetrock and them shingles all day, you got to have lower body strength, and you got to be on pace, and you got to be with that balance, and you can't look down, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, we seeing it with number 76 into the inside.
Yeah, and I'm still concerned about Lyle Collins being a tackle.
Right. We know we try to argue that just like we argue the fact with Byron Jones. We said it for many years. Byron Jones is a cornerback, not a safety.
And the job
if you do the eye test off of number 71, Lyle Collins, you say, man, put that brother inside, just have him to maul and plow over some people,
I'm telling you. Yeah, and I had that argument with Vosh, and Vosh is like, no, man, he played good last year. You look at the guys he played against, he only gave up, I think, 7 sacks or something like that. And I'm kind of like, but yeah, man, but I'm telling you, he is a road grader at guard, man, and he's a guy that would literally just run everybody over. Yeah, I had a great fan that actually give me this shirt, sent in, and I just opened it up yesterday, and it's the perfect shirt for some of you guys out there, because you haters, Lord knows you guys are in your hard and heavy.
Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Boy, is it 10 o'clock? Man, the time flies. So, again, if any of you guys want to go to the Redskin-Dallas game for Thanksgiving, Cowboys Experience has a event on Wednesday as well as the game. They got tickets for that as well. So go ahead and get in contact with them. My man Law Nation, of course, he is nothing but the best. Definitely check out his channel and stuff. And what do you have to add before we get up out of here?
Just check out the channel, guys. We're about to go live in a few minutes, too, on Law Nation's page, as well as the Facebook. Check out that information. We got tons of information as far as the Cowboys experience. I would love to see you guys out there. Mark, did you already mention, did you get your book in the mail already with Emmitt Smith?
I have not got it yet. No, okay. Not yet. Maybe it'll be here tomorrow.
Maybe it just came in the mail for me. So I'll let
you're a little closer than I am. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. But when it comes in the mail, you can just let your station know about that and what we got in store. And that's what we're about, growing this thing.
Okay, yeah, this is cool. Tell everybody about this book, because this is one of the perks of going to this autograph signing.
It's the Emmitt Smith book. It's like a little memoir, and it got a little highlights of what he did from birth until Hall of Fame jacket Emmitt, So it's a good book, good read. Not a lot of pages in it, about 55, 60 pages in the book, but it got a lot of pictures and things like that for those who are or just want to just look at the pictures and things like that.
You can't read out there. There's a lot of pictures.
Those who just really just want to just look at the pictures and say, okay, I can just put things into frames of what he was talking about,
right,
or what he's going through. So it's a wonderful book, and it's free 99 for those who come out to the Cowboys experience. For anybody who comes through that gate and door, they'll get one of those books. How about that?
That's cool. Now do me a favor, man. Okay, so everybody, if you still want to listen to football talk, go to my man Law Nation's channel, because him and Okoye are going to go over there. Do me a favor. Tell Okoye to ease up on my quarterback, okay? Just tell him just a little bit, okay?
Oh, I will. I would definitely tell him, hey, ease up off of Dak Prescott. He's still a developmental quarterback. He's still developing.
Only 2.5 seasons. So everybody, we're going to go ahead and get out of here because Law's got to get going, and I got to go ahead and spend some time with the wife because, you never know how much time you have. So I want to make sure I take care of business and make sure you guys, anybody that you care about, make sure you let them know how you feel about them. And I'm going to tell you, I love you, Law, and I love all of you fans, even you trolls. EDP, yeah, I too. I'll see you guys.